except 6 teams.
Yeah, but how of all the games, how is Detroit Mercy the one you want to bet? I don't understand that.
I don't know.
It's amazing.
We're live, by the way, and that's what we were just talking about. Oh, look at the comments. Everyone's asking about the Detroit Mercy game, and not only that, my friend texted me earlier today. He said Detroit Mercy -5.5 with a lock emoji. What is everyone's infatuation with this game? They're 0-26, 0-15 in conference play. Why? I mean, I'm not the biggest college basketball guy. Am I missing something? Why does everyone want to bet this stupid-ass game? Would you guys lay the 5.5 with Detroit Mercy? Might as well say.
Go ahead. You got
I
first.
said no. I'm on IUPUI. I think I took their money line because they're underdogs. Obviously, I just took their money line. I don't think Detroit Mercy's winning the game. I know a lot. Look, I'm not gonna pretend to know a lot about either of these teams. I have watched both of them on different occasions this year. I'm not taking the team that's 0-26 at 5.5.
Yeah. All I know is listen. Detroit played a tough 12-point defeat at IUPUI. Now they're home. Tighten up.
A tough 12-point defeat.
Jaden Stone gonna tear it up tonight. Let's go. First win. Date night. Valentine's Day. That's where they're bringing all their girls.
You know what? I'm gonna run a quick poll.
Yeah, do it.
IUPUI.
A tough
5.5.
Detroit. A tough 12-point defeat.
Or option C. Yeah. Or option C, why would I bet this? A quick 10-second poll.
I did see somebody tweet, if you're betting on this game, call the hotline. So I mean,
yeah, seriously. You know what? We're polling towards Detroit Mercy.
I think that's gonna be the way it finishes. Detroit.
No way, dude. Why does everyone want to bet this game?
I'm actually gonna put money on it, I think.
Well, I feel like I had to. One of my close friends from high school is like big on Detroit Mercy tonight. I don't even know how he even knows. He's a college basketball fan, but I would guarantee you he doesn't watch Detroit Mercy.
Yeah,
Andy said it last year. Last year they were good. They had the leading scorer in the.
If you're a college basketball fan, at least as big as you knew they were playing tonight because it's been on Twitter for some reason. Some of the big college basketball accounts have been posting it for weeks. Like, oh my God, these are two of the worst teams in the country, and they are. But if you're a college basketball fan, you knew they were playing, and you're just kind of hoping Detroit wins a game at some point, so could be part of it.
All right, so there you go. There's your poll. 41% on Detroit Mercy, 31% clicked, why would I bet this? And 27%, oh, Scoop's camera's going nuts.
Oh, am I?
All right, so let's start off with some real college basketball, and real college basketball followed by a Penn State game. But we got Michigan State -3.5, Penn State +3.5 at home. Andy, we didn't talk about this game last night, but this line feels crazy short. But if you look at the pie charts, it seems like Penn State might be a public dog here. Am I missing something? Is there an injury?
No, I don't believe there's any injuries or anything. I think it's just Michigan State's been so back and forth as of late, so I think people are kind of buying off of them right now. They did look really good on Saturday against Illinois. I know that was a home game. We have seen Michigan State struggle on the road, so don't get me wrong. I get it. They've struggled on the road. But Penn State's not a good basketball team. I think people are being blinded by their win over Indiana. I think they went on the road and beat Indiana, went on the road and beat Rutgers. Those aren't very good basketball teams, so I'm siding Michigan State today. I think they're the far better team. I think the line is I would say what it should be. But yeah, I just think we're getting the better team. I think because it's at Penn State, people are scared about Michigan State, but I'm not. I think they'll be all right tonight.
Scoop, do you agree?
Yeah, last time I was on, I faded Tom Izzo. Everyone knows I'm not a Tom Izzo fan.
That was the Minnesota game, right?
That was the Minnesota game. But, I mean, Michigan State, they did kill Penn State earlier in the season, and I'm counting on them not to look ahead to Michigan. They did win 6 of their last 8. They just beat a tough Illinois team. State is pretty much, underachieving this whole time. They're still ranked 15th in KenPom. I think Penn State's just overachieving. Penn State hit their ceiling. Earlier in this season, I said, you'd see this line and hammer Michigan State if you saw this line earlier in the year. So, but Michigan State's a 9 seed right now. That's what they're projected. They're going to need this game to boost their resume, especially since they have a 1-5 road record. But Penn State's one of the worst rebounding teams in the nation, and Michigan State should have plenty of opportunities here. So I'd take Michigan State, and I should probably fix my camera.
Yeah, it's frozen completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Penn State plus 3.5 feels like what people in the Discord will refer to as "quote unquote" fake sharp. This line's way too short. The gap between these teams is way bigger than this. What would the line be? What would you think this line would be? Michigan State at home versus Penn State, 11.5, 12. Yeah. So yeah, Michigan State. I'm not. I know probably looks a bit square. Don't care, especially with that many people betting Penn State here. All right, 42. Wow, it's split. 42%, 42%. So, like I said, a lot of people betting Penn State. Next, Miami at Clemson. Let's see if Scoop has come back in. No, it still says frozen.
Yeah, I'm here, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I guess I'll just put you in and you could talk, but people won't be able to see you. Wow, all right. It's not even coming up. I can't even get you in here. I don't know what's going on. All right, Scoop just left. So maybe he'll come back. Anyway, Miami on the road at Clemson. Andy, you know what I like? Scoop's back. Oh, nice.
Yeah, there he is.
That's good. That's good.
So I like Miami. Sorry. I actually put a bet down on Miami money line. I think Miami's live here. I don't like how looking like Miami might be a public dog. I thought everyone would be on Clemson, especially after they won and covered at home in their last game. But I still like it. We know Miami is capable of getting hot, shooting the outside shot. If they're going to fall or not, that's another discussion. But we know they're going to get looks. We know they're going to take them. So all it takes is Miami to hit some outside shots here, and I think they're writing this game down to the wire. So at 7.5, I like it. I think they are going to be a live dog in this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they could win the game. It reminds me kind of Syracuse last night. I know this one's on the road for Miami. Syracuse was at home. But I think it's just a game that everybody sees kind of being close. I didn't see that game being close last night, but I think this one will be very close. Miami, they're not that bad. I mean, I know they've had some games where you're scratching your head. I know the Louisville game comes to mind the best. Losing to Louisville is embarrassing. But that was a few weeks ago. They're all right. They're a good team. They were supposed to be a lot better than they are. They can get hot and they can beat anybody in the country. Early on in the season, we were shooting nearly 50% from three. That once that fell, they kind of started losing games. They just couldn't keep that up, obviously. If they can get hot, I think they keep this close. Clemson's not the greatest defensive team. So, yeah, I'll take Miami here with the points here.
Scoop.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm not really confident about the game, but like Michigan State, Clemson needs this game. I know Clemson's dropping hard. They lost 6 of their last 10, but they did win 2 tough games on the road against Carolina and Syracuse. Miami had that debacle against Virginia where they had like 19 points with 10 minutes left. The issue with Clemson is, I mean, their shooting's getting a little worse, but it's a good spot for Clemson since Miami doesn't have a good mid-range defense and they don't have a good three-point defense at all. Plus, Miami's defense allows the highest three-point rate in most attempts in the ACC. Miami lost 3 of their last 4 road games. Lost to NC State, lost to Florida State. They have a putrid offense. I'm gonna take Clemson and hopefully they hit their threes. But I'm just leaning that way. I don't really like the game.
Mo Lewis in the comments says Miami 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 matchups against Clemson. EQ's on Miami +7 as well. A lot of people passing on this game, it looks like. Our poll, heavy on Miami, though. Miami wins the poll. Yeah. We got 62% taking the points with Miami, 24% laying with Clemson. Next. All right. We got Xavier on the road in Seton Hall. Obviously, as you know, none of the 3 of us on this screen can bet this game. We're all in New Jersey. This line now seems a little better. When we first started writing notes for this game, it was at 1, which seemed off, but I would still play Seton Hall at the 2.5 if I was capable of doing so. Yeah, I mean, Seton Hall -1, that was great. At 2.5, I'd still take it. Seton Hall, I think they have the advantage here on the defense. I don't see how. I think Xavier's defense can give Seton Hall's offense problems, but I just don't see how they're going to score here and keep up. Yeah. Whatever Seton Hall is able to do offensively, I don't see how Xavier keeps up with that offense. So Xavier's offensive numbers look so bad, and Seton Hall's they've actually fallen off at home. But there was a time earlier in the season where Seton Hall was considered a good home team. So yeah, I'd go Seton Hall -2.5 here if I was able to.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of teams that got embarrassed, Seton Hall can pretty much never beat Villanova. They got run out of the building, but Like Kyle said, this open has pretty much a pick 'em everywhere, and now it's 2.5. I like Seton Hall as a pick 'em. I like the line movement here. Kadar Richmond's a great defender. He's gonna look to stop Oliveri as much as possible. He's obviously the best player on the team. He leads most of the categories on the whole team. So where he goes, they go. The three guards, Davis, Dawes, Richmond, should all have a good shooting night. They actually account for 61% of the team points. So they got to have a good game from them. Both of these teams pretty much fighting for their tournament lives. And although like Xavier plays extremely fast,
Xavier's still alive in the tournament.
Yeah, they have a
they
got
to win though. They got to start winning games, but Xavier plays are extremely fast, but Seton Hall's going to slow it down to their pace. They're three, and plus the last time they played, Xavier shot 50% from 3-point range. That's not going to happen here. They usually shoot 33% on the season. Plus, when Seton Hall did lose Xavier earlier this season, it was after they beat UConn, so it was kind of a coming back down to earth game. So give me Seton Hall at home.
It sounds like Andy agrees with us too.
Yeah, I do. Ken Palm, for some reason, the way that they do their stuff, they have Xavier at 40th in the country in adjusted efficiency, and they have Seton Hall 70th. So, like, they have them ranked very far apart, and in my opinion, the worst team is way higher. Xavier is still technically alive because their schedule's been so good this year, but I think Seton Hall, this would be a brutal loss because the way they lost Sunday, I watched the game. They were out of it literally like 2 minutes into the game. It was like, all right, it's over. It was a shitty time for a game. It was like noon on Super Bowl Sunday. Not a great time to be playing.
Oh, yeah. Yup.
Yeah. It was a really, and Super Bowl Sunday is always a time you'll see something like that. Cause like they all watch sports. It's a very, it's a weird day for all other sports. And that's why that game was so weird. I think Seton Hall, they beat Villanova earlier in the year. So, I just think that was a nothing game. I think they'll come back from that. At home, they are a better team at home. I know they lost some games at home recently, but they are a much better team at home. So I think they'll look much better today.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be the heavy public side here. 62%, 25% is what the poll finished at it in favor of Seton Hall. Now, normally, I get how that could scare you off, but look at the line movement. This is Seton Hall -1, then 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3 on some books now. So Mark is definitely pushing that number up, which means doesn't feel quite as square when the line movement aligns with it. Next game.
I would definitely choose UConn or pass, by the way. I wouldn't take the Paul on any kind of bet.
South Carolina on the road in Auburn. Andy, SEC. Would you lay – someone in the chat before when we first started, it said, and I quote, and I don't know who it was, but it said, and I quote, "There is no chance in hell Auburn covers this number today." So someone in the chat is huge on South Carolina plus the points.
I don't know. This is the toughest. This was my least favorite, as good of a game as it is, because I believe in South Carolina. I've jumped on this bandwagon. I think this team's really good. But Auburn's coming off getting embarrassed. They got ran off the floor. They're the only team, and last night is a perfect example. They're the only team to go into Gainesville, be down by a lot, and just not even try to come back. Everybody else is coming back in those games. They just laid down and died. It was embarrassing. So I think that with Bruce Pearl as your coach, after you get beat like that, you're going to come back with different type of energy. But I don't know if it's enough against South Carolina, because this South Carolina team is so good. So I'll side South Carolina here. I don't love it at all. As good of a game as it is, it's a shitty one to bet, because I could see Auburn winning this thing by 20 tonight because they're just pissed off for how they played on Saturday. But South Carolina's been doing this day in and day out this year. They're 18-6 against the spread, like we saw. They're just a really good team. So I could see this one going either way here.
Someone said, books begging you to take South Carolina. They're not that good. Yes, that almost should be an argument for South Carolina, because I want you to direct your eyes down to the against the spread record. South Carolina 18-6 against the spread, which means the books have been constantly undervaluing them every single game the entire season, which is why there's no way in hell I'd lay 11.5 points here. I know Auburn's the better team, and I know that Auburn has a very, very efficient, a very effective home court advantage. I know that it's a tough place to go play, but 11.5 points to a team that the books have shown us. The book, look at that against the spread number. That's the books telling us we don't know how to price this team. We are consistently undervaluing this team. So 11.5, of course. I think this comes down to the wire.
Real quick, before Scoop goes, I want to push back on that. What about South Carolina makes you think they're not a good team? They have 3 losses this year. All of their losses are to top 90 Ken Palm teams: Alabama, Clemson, and Georgia. So what? How are they not a good team? I don't know how people are
Don't
saying
trust
that
the
at this
SEC
point.
with Andy in here.
21-3 is that's a good team.
You know why? You know why he was so passionate about that? Because if Auburn's not a good team, that means Georgia sucks.
Yeah.
No. That's not it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best game of the night. I personally really not going to bet it. I know Toast isn't
'Cause you're a
betting it.
coward?
Pretty much. I am a coward. I know Auburn's been unbelievable at home. I'm actually siding Auburn. South Carolina loves shooting threes on offense, but Auburn at home is ridiculous, man. They beat everyone by 11 plus. They hold teams to the lowest 2-point percentage in the country. They should get to the foul line. Should be better in transition. The jungle's going to be rocking. I'm going to throw out that Florida game for Andy's sake. That game was over when it was 9-0. They committed 15 turnovers. That's not going to happen against South Carolina. Plus, you always see great teams bounce back after an embarrassment. So Williams and Broome are solid down low. They're probably tougher than South Carolina down low. I know I won a lot of money betting on South Carolina. They've been amazing, but I like Auburn here to cover the spread. Not very confident, but I like them to cover.
Our poll is heavy on South Carolina here, 61% to 26% in favor of the Gamecocks. Next game. Iowa, Maryland. Line movement went against my pick here on both sides. So I liked the under at 144.5, and I liked Iowa at plus 4.5. Now it's 147.5 and Iowa plus 5. So I was way off on the market on this one.
Samsonite, I was way off.
I was way off. What do you guys think here, Scoop?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take Maryland. I know Iowa's an incredible offensive team. Josh Dix, Peyton Sanford, great shooting options. Owen Freeman's becoming the best freshman in the nation and definitely would be one of the best Big Ten big men. But the problem is their defense. They're 163rd in the nation. I mean, I know on the other side, Maryland really can't do much on offense either, but they do have the 5th best defense in the nation. They're a bit better on offense than, say, like Rutgers, but they do have the capability to score some points. I like Maryland at home here. Their 3 home losses were Purdue and then a combined 5 points to Rutgers, Michigan State. Jameer Young is going to have to take over this game. Feeding Julian Reese down low is a great second option. I mean, anytime there's an offense-defense kind of battle, I tend to lean the defensive side, especially when the team's at home. So, yeah, I'm gonna take Maryland, giving 5.
Someone said this was the best show ever when you couldn't see Scoop.
It's the beard. Everyone doesn't like it. So,
Andy, do you agree, Maryland?
No, I don't. I think they're coming in opposite momentum as they'd want to be. They played a road game against Ohio State. Ohio State's awful. I mean, they just fired their coach today, and they went to double overtime and lost. I mean, you come in with that type of momentum, it doesn't exactly look good. This is a team that wanted to go to the tournament this year. Iowa's offense is really good. So I think it's enough. I know their defense is terrible, but I mean, Maryland's not a good offensive team. So I don't think it is one of those somebody has to win that matchup game, but I think Iowa will just take it. I think they might win the game. Even so, I think Ken Palm has it at 3. I think it's a 2 or 3 point game. I think that's a good number. I like last night. I probably would have had a different thought with the line, but I like the way that it went.
Yeah, I'm on Iowa too. I said I was gonna do some kind of teaser here, maybe like and I'm just like spitballing, maybe like a Iowa plus 10 under 155.5 or something, whatever gets you close to a minus 110, something like that. Because like Andy said, Maryland's offense, nothing special at all, not very good. They have a great defense, and Iowa's offense, as good as it is going to struggle to score here, but I can't trust Maryland to win by any sort of margin with that offense, even against a defense like Iowa. So I would take the points with Iowa, and I also lean under, even though the market has moved against me in both of those. All right. 49%, 32% in favor of Iowa.
It is not the game that Iowa fans will be watching tonight. They'll be watching Caitlin Clark.
What's Caitlin Clark play?
She's 8 points away from breaking the NCAA record.
Oh, shit. Yes, they will be watching that.
Yeah.
Plus, Iowa's not making the tournament anyway. So.
No, they're not.
So, someone said, Kyle, can you call Toast and put him on the line? Man, I don't even know what Toast is doing.
Toast is in Texas losing hockey sticks or something.
Yeah,
like
the airline lost his son's, they're there for a hockey tournament, and the airline lost his son's hockey shit or something. I don't know. I skimmed it.
He says he'll be
It's
here
the
tomorrow.
worst thing. It's the worst thing you want to happen when you're going for a hockey trip.
Yeah, though you think you would
Kinda
need
need
like your
sticks.
stick, your pads, kind of a necessities. Anyway, Tennessee at Arkansas. Andy, nice job with the graphics. Look how tiny that little Arkansas logo is.
That's how big it always is. I think.
That's
Oh
how
my
that's
God.
how
No, it is
Andy's
not.
hog is actually.
When I built these templates, they were perfect until you got your hands on them. I will fix it. So we got Tennessee on the road in Little Arkansas here. Poll's running. Line is down to 8.5. You guys know what I'm doing. I don't care about Tennessee's against the spread record as road favorites. I don't care about any of that. This line's too short. Tennessee has the advantage everywhere. Tennessee by double digits here.
Yeah, this is my favorite bet actually. I'm with Sauce. Catching 10 at home catching 10 at home as a team in a major conference is hard to fade, unless you're Arkansas. So Arkansas is awful. I mean, they're 317th in fouls, 293 in defensive 3-point percentage, 324th in opponent scoring. Tennessee should easily dominate the glass, get a bunch of second chance points. Plus, they're just an outstanding defense. Arkansas just doesn't have the offense to keep up with Tennessee. They had an awful game the last time out. I know Tennessee had an awful game the last time out, but Arkansas is just a high tempo mess. They try to push the ball, but they're garbage at doing everything. A win against Georgia, sorry, Andy, isn't going to sway me into thinking this should go any other way. They did give up 95 to LSU, which is also garbage a few games back. So, give me Tennessee. Delayed at 8.5. I think this should be around 15.
And a couple things here. So Arkansas 6 and 17 against the spread. So if you're looking at this and thinking like, "Well, this line doesn't feel right," don't feel that way because the books have been overvaluing Arkansas all season, thinking that they're better than they are. This team's trash. They are 12 and 11, but 6 and 17 against the spread. Holy shit! I think this line should be 12.5, 13.
Yeah, a lot of that early in the year, you're right. They were getting overvalued, and I don't think anybody could have expected this season to go the way it has. I was watching that game on Saturday. Arkansas shouldn't have won that game. They were trying to give it away. That's just the type of team they are. They make a lot of mistakes as a team, and that I've been saying they need to clean those up for months, and they just don't do it. I think everybody there is checked out, which makes it even more embarrassing that Georgia lost to them on Saturday. But I think everybody's checked out. I think Tennessee's locked in. They got embarrassed by Texas A&M on Saturday, and then Texas A&M went on to lose to Vanderbilt, which makes it look even worse. So I think Tennessee, they need to have a really good game today. So I think Tennessee's going to blow them out today.
Wow, Tennessee across the board. Okay. 60%. Let's see the poll come up.
Tennessee.
Looks like everyone's voting Tennessee too. And if you're worried about it's taking the public side against Arkansas, don't, because everyone's been fading Arkansas and cashing all year.
Also, I like Bayern and PSG, so if you can get them live right now, I would definitely bet them.
No one gives a shit.
Actually, people do a lot. Actually, Champions League, biggest thing in the world, so that's cool.
In the world,
biggest thing ever in
Not
the
as
world.
big as Detroit
in the
Mercy
history of the
IUPUI.
world. It's the biggest thing in the history of the universe. I don't know why the poll results aren't coming up, but everyone picked Tennessee. How about that? Next. Oregon State at Arizona State. Here's a game I most definitely won't watch.
I'd watch the IUPUI game before this one.
I mean, if there wasn't 13 NBA games on, maybe, but no chance this is on my TV. Oregon State at Arizona State. I have no clue. I know Arizona State offensively sucks, but Oregon State on the road must be that bad for this line to be at 7. Anything?
I like Arizona State tonight.
You're gonna lay 7 points with a team that can't score.
Yeah, I side them. Yeah. I don't love it. Does it sound like I love it? I don't love it, but
You sound confident.
Oregon State, every time we talk about an Oregon State game, the first thing we look at is where is it? Because they are so good at home, and it's so tough to play at Corvallis, but away from home, they're awful. Arizona State's not an easy place to play. I know they're a little checked out. They did play Colorado pretty close for most of that game last week. I side them. I don't love it, obviously. It's a pretty shitty game. So
Yeah.
AJ Bascone in the comments says, "Bring back Burr Oaks. Fuck Scoop."
Jesus. That's Tom. Tell him to go get Never mind. I'm not going to say it on that. I'll talk to him.
Shit.
he's enjoying the vacation, huh?
I'll text him after.
Do you like Arizona State also, Scoop?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's two shitty Pac-12 teams. I don't really care. I mean, Oregon State's last win actually was against Arizona State about 2.5 weeks ago. They're just a bad team that are worse in the conference. Worse than Arizona State, which is why they're getting points. At least Arizona State snapped their losing streak, beating Utah and Salt Lake City. So I guess Utah home games aren't really a thing anymore when you lose to Arizona State at home. I mean, Oregon State doesn't even average 60 points per game on the road, and they're shooting less than 40% on the road also. So, yeah, I'm going to side with Arizona State here reluctantly just because their defense has, they have the ability to shut down an already shitty Oregon State team. So, yeah, disband the Pac-12. It's garbage.
They already did that.
Yeah, I know.
Someone said just got a commercial on a live. What the hell? Yeah,
That's
YouTube's
YouTube, man.
YouTube's doing that now. I guess that's a new thing. So if you don't have YouTube Premium, I guess they throw commercials in there. All right. So our poll is leaning towards Arizona State. What the hell? I thought I'll put Oregon State up, but don't tell me. I have no idea. I don't know. I know that Arizona State's offensive numbers look terrible, but I don't know enough about Oregon State. And then if it's anything like the football team, you could have no problem fading this team away from Corvallis. Maybe it's like that. This line doesn't make sense. I thought Arizona State was trash. So
yeah, when I saw this line, I thought that too. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, so I'll put Oregon State up for me. Very seriously doubtfully betting this, but whatever.
Yeah.
39%, 31% in favor of Arizona State. And by the way, last poll was 60%, 29% Tennessee. So you know what? We do have time to do a quick community parlay.
Yeah, we had more games.
And
but
you know what?
Sauce
Let's put
13
Detroit
NBA
Mercy in there. See if
Hell yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Detroit Mercy.
Detroit Mercy is gonna be in this community part.
We had more
Everyone
games,
loves
but Sauce has 13 NBA games to go through, so he has
Yes,
he's got shit to do.
Yep. That's
But we had time for Detroit Mercy. Don't worry
That's
about
in
that.
34 minutes. I got Ski coming on, Prop Beaver. We're going to put South Carolina plus 11.5 instead of money line.
Oh, that might win it. Nah, I still think Detroit Mercy is gonna get this.
No, I think Sports Center. Someone said the chat ran Sports Center out of town. No, I think he was here the other day.
He's in the Discord.
Yeah, he's in the Discord. There's no way people are actually voting for Detroit Mercy. Come on, guys.
It's the most popular bet tonight, I think.
What?
Dude, I think we have I think as a country and as a world, we have an obsession with rooting
What's
for the underdog.
Here, I'll do the.
They're
0-26.
favorites, dude.
They're 0-26.
Yeah, but they're
though.
laying points. They are not the
I
underdog.
know,
As far as the literal word definition of underdog, they are not.
Yes. But in the grand scope of their season, they haven't won a game. Everybody kind of feels bad for them at this point.
Feels bad for them.
I mean, they
I'm not giving away my money because I feel bad for a team.
Fair. They're rooting for them.
There you
I'm
go.
not. I don't think they're winning the game.
Detroit Mercy money line. Y'all psychopaths got what you want. Next up.
Not even good odds on that. Minus 238.
It's terrible. That's what they wanted. Maryland money line. That's what the community voted for. Tennessee money line. Seton Hall money line was second place. And
AJ says a sympathetic bet is unheard of.
yeah, right. This isn't a non-profit. This is my bankroll here.
Everybody knows they'll already be rooting for them. I think that's part of it. I'm not taking no Detroit Mercy. I think it's insane.
You got to do it, man. You got to bet.
Betting on an 0 in
man.
2016.
You got to do it.
It's insane.
You always got to go with the people.
Hey, if it was Detroit Mercy plus 4.5, I'd listen. But
Yes.
minus 5.5, not only going to win, you're going to win by margin. The team that's
Minus-
0 in 26.
it's minus 5.5 for a reason, man.
Yeah. The books.
I don't know what that reason exactly
Well,
is.
the
but it's
reason
there for
is,
a
look
reason.
at everyone betting it. The books probably are getting 50-50 action on that number. In fact, the handle's probably on Detroit Mercy. It's fucking crazy.
I did it. I had it last night. I took IUPUI because I saw what was happening. Because my friend texted me, he was like, dude, we're on Detroit tomorrow, right? I was like, you might be. No way.
Yeah, I don't know
am.
I don't know what's got everyone on this game. My friend texted me about it today. Detroit Mercy. Where's everyone getting this?
Great Valentine's Day.
So it's Detroit Mercy money line, Tennessee money line, Seton Hall money line, so we can't participate, and South Carolina plus 11.5. What's the odds on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really do it.
Yeah. I can't
Oh,
do
we
it.
can't do it.
Yeah, somebody in the chat.
Yeah, someone
do
in the
this-
comments give
do
me the
this
odds on this.
DraftKings or FanDuel or
We
something.
can't get the
and
odds
let me
because
know.
of it won't let us do it. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
please
Seton.
tell us what the odds on this are
Let's see what
as soon as you can.
Yeah, throw an odds in the comments. Who's gonna come through?
Yeah, we can't touch college sports here.
Someone
Even though
said-
we could drive 15 minutes to New York, put the bet down, and just drive back.
Someone
what
said
I've
someone
done.
said Detroit Lamborghini Mercy. So my wife's gonna be so confused when we have Detroit Mercy on the TV.
IUPUI is better than Detroit Mercy. I agree.
Well, yeah, 0-26.
Yeah.
Yo, can someone plus 445? Thank you, Michelle.
Nice. Thank you, Michelle.
Michelle comes through. Detroit Mercy money line, Tennessee money line, Seton Hall money line, South Carolina plus 11.5, plus 4. Wait, someone else is saying plus 227.
I don't think it could be that low. It was 11.5. Yeah, he just said never mind.
Yeah,
11.
he put money line for SC.
Well, in that case, it would have been higher, not lower.
No, he put Carolina
Hell-
money line first.
Helms, what the hell, bro? What the hell, Helms? You trying to discredit Michelle? Thank you, Michelle. It's plus 445. This is a community parlay. Thank you guys for watching. NBA show in 29 minutes. We'll be back. Me, Prop Beaver, and Ski. 13 games. It's a loaded NBA night. Probably the most loaded slate we've had all year. Now, obviously, it's not the greatest value-wise because the All-Star breaks in about 36 hours. But still, there's some bets I like tonight. I went in pretty heavy on a few of them. So if you're able to make it, we'd love to see you in the comments in 29 minutes. As far as college basketball moving forward, we have a lot coming up here because NBA is going to All-Star break. So there's going to be a lot of eyes on college basketball. Saturday's college basketball show should be awesome. Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. No NBA on. So literally every sports fan is going to be watching college basketball. That should be a really good one. And also, because there's no NBA, I could actually spend Friday night handicapping the game. So I'm not just listening to these assholes anymore. I'm going to have my own picks.
Whoever's into it, I'll have a NASCAR ticket on Sunday too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Daytona.
500, baby.
Dude, we should do a live fucking show for NASCAR. Dead ass. That'd be sick. Let's do it. Yeah, we're doing NASCAR, man. NASCAR live
yeah.
show. I don't know how I'm going to do the graphics for that yet, but I will figure it out. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in 28 minutes for NBA. Me, Ski, Prop, Beaver. Remember to bet responsibly tonight, or don't. I don't care.